With the mid-season patch for 0.3.1, a lot of profits are going down. Profit crafting isn't as viable anymore because a lot of players are starting to leave and they're getting ready for the Path of Exile 1 new league starting at the end of the month. So today I'm going to show you how I'm still making hundreds of designs crafting body armor. Most people waited to upgraded their body armor, so it's still a piece that a lot of people need and it's super strong. So today we're just going to show a quick tutorial of how you guys can craft body armors that sell from around 20 to 40 divines depending. If you get, all T1 modifiers, they can sell up to 100 divines. Alright, in this video we're going to go over two types of crafts. One is budget friendly and then one is more high end. For both crafts we're not going to be spending over 5 divines per each craft. However, let's just get into the bases that you will need. So you're going to want a falconer's jacket, so that has the implicit of 5% movement speed, T1 spirit with a T1 resistance, whether it be an elemental or chaos resistance. Chaos resistance ones do seem to be selling better, but they both sell really well. T2 resistance is also fine. Some of these bases are a little expensive, so I just wanted to provide a variety for people because, this one is about a divine. These bases are between, an orb of annulment, maybe a few hundred exalts. And then our more budget friendly is just having chaos resistance. So we've got a couple of those. Okay, and I will preface that this craft is a little more gambling. It is not deterministic. There is no deterministic way to get these body armor pieces. However, it is a high likelihood of getting those pieces. So now let's just begin. Okay, so the first thing you always have to ask yourself when crafting is, what is the goal? So our goal is to have high spirit along with 3 resistances and as much maximum life as possible. So the modifiers will be T1 spirit, one of the 4 resistances, increase maximum life from our essence, and then increased straight number flat maximum life. Since there is gambling in this craft, you will see me try to save some pieces with more gambling. However, this is not necessary. You can always just start from scratch with a new base, but who doesn't love to gamble? So we're going to activate the Omen of Homogenizing Coronation. So this will give us a similar modifier based off of the tag. And since our resistances have the resistance tag, we should get either a resistance, and then we have a chance of also getting poison duration, ignited duration, those modifiers, which we do not want. However, our chances of getting those are a lot lower. Okay, so let's just run through them. Amazing, we got a T1 resistance, that's what we want. It's not what we want, it's okay. Another not what we want. T3, it's not bad, we'll keep it. Now with the chaos resistance, you are guaranteed to get another resistance the first time. Now that we have some decent, crafts, some of them are not the greatest. This one is very good. We're going to continue with the next step. So the next step will vary depending on the modifier that you get. This one is very good. So either I can desecrate on a suffix or I can desecrate on a prefix. This really just depends on what you want to get. There's obviously that chance that we do not get our 3rd resistance when we homogenizing exaltation. So I'm going to desecrate on a suffix. And then from here, we're going to fracturing orb and we want to hit spirit. Unfortunate, we did not hit spirit. It's okay. That does not mean that the craft is bricked. It just means that it's going to be a little bit more difficult to do it, and now just a little more gambling. So for this one, we're going to homogenizing, dextral exaltation, and then since it didn't hit a T1 resistance, we're going to greater exalt and hope we hit a resist. Unfortunate. Same thing for these. That's a T1 fire. That's amazing. Now for here, you can Orb of Annulment, and just gamble it for some of these. These ones are pretty much bricked. And then this one I could Orb of Annulment. So why don't we show that? Amazing, we removed it off. So now you just do the same thing. You take the Greater Exile with the Dextral and hopefully hit a resistance. Amazing, we hit T1 lightning resistance. So for this one, our resistances are done. Same for this. So let's get into the next step for this one. So from here, we can reveal at the Well of Souls. You're going to want to use a reroll. And we're looking for a T1 resistance. We did get that T1 resistance, so we're going to take that. That is amazing. It is pretty common to use it, get it if you're especially doing a Ancient Rib. It's not too uncommon to at least hit T2 with a reroll. For our other bases that do not have Spirit, we are looking for Spirit. Does not have to be tier 1, it can be any of the tiers, but we're looking for Spirit. Amazing, that is T1 Spirit, exactly what we wanted. Alright, so the next step will vary depending on your craft. If you are able to fracture Spirit, you definitely just want to add a prefix and then remove that prefix and add the increased maximum life and then desecrate for your final mod. However, sometimes you're unlucky like me and you just don't hit, so you'll see the following steps. Alright, so now you can either add on some prefixes, like one prefix, and 50-50 gamble, remove the spirit, or you can remove a suffix. So we're going to remove the suffix, so obviously we don't want to remove them, but the spirit is a lot harder to get. So let's remove the suffix, and we're going to use the perfect body of the essence. Just make sure this is for the suffix. It is. So we can only remove either the desecrate or the cold resistance, preferably the desecrate. Amazing. So now we just re-desecrate. And then we go to the Well of Souls and hopefully hit a resist again. Hopefully we get that T1 again. And we got a T1 resistance. Again, it's not too uncommon. Now from here, all you have to do is homogenizing perfected exalt to get maximum life. So we're going to perfected exalt and hopefully hit a T1 maximum life. We hit T3. That's okay. It's not bad. So if we price check this one now, we can see there's only one for 300 divines. And this one has T1 maximum life. So ours is probably about 150 to 200.